Good morning, everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Hope you're having a great Sunday. We are just sitting down doing some market analysis right now for the week coming. We have got a busy week coming up, typically the third week in January, third, fourth week in January. Markets start moving nicely, start to trend nicely, and there's definitely a lot of opportunities out there. So we're going to start looking for them here starting today on Sunday when we do our analysis. And as well too as an added bonus, um, I typically like to delve into the commodity markets, and right around this time of year, actually I start at the beginning of the year, but we start to hunt for some trades with some commodities. One of them being the cocoa trade I had mentioned about a week and a half ago. That trade panned out very, very nicely, and I discussed that one in several details in past videos. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can go back to those ones. And I'm actually going to talk about a little bit about it today, but I'm actually going to create a separate video. I'm going to sit down and do a completely separate video strictly on commodities. And what I'm going to do is I am going to run several. So I'll just bring this chart in over here for a second. If I can grab it. There we go. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to run through a list of commodities. So this is just a free website here, barcharts.com. You can get a list of all of the main majority of the traded commodities currently out on the CME. And I'm not going to be doing all of these, of course. I'm going to boil it down to the top few in each category. And I'm going to do a video this evening that discusses each one of those and the potential levels that I'd like to see coming up for the next quarter. And we're going to see if we can hunt for a few trades. So I'm going to discuss that one in detail in another video that will be coming, and I will post that one up to the website and give you lots of notice and let you know where that one's sitting. So just to begin, going to be starting with the US dollar index. And I'm not going to talk about any commodities in this video here. I'm going to save that one for all of the, obviously, the commodity videos. So in this one, I'm just going to talk about the US dollar index. I'm going to touch on the Euro USD, the pound dollar. I'm going to go through, I'm just going to look at the US CAD. I'm not going to suggest any levels, but there are some things that I wanted to point your attention to. And then crude oil I'm going to talk about, and then Bitcoin I'm going to run through real quickly. So again, we always like to start our analysis on the US dollar index, as we all know that this one is the king, and this one typically drives the majority of the market. And a lot of the pairs that I analyze personally are closely tied with the US dollar index. So we obviously start with this one. Now, obviously we know, and from past videos, we have been in a very, very significant downtrend as of late, and this has not changed. So we were looking at the market doing a bit of a course correction in this area here a couple of weeks back, and it just kind of pegged off of this low right here and then fell out of bed again. And now we're sitting below this low here. So we're back into a consolidation again. And there's one other level that it's kind of got my eye, and it's down here at the 88.90, or basically 90 big figure level, is kind of where I'm thinking we might see one more push on the US dollar index. Now, if we go out to a weekly chart, you can see I've got that area kind of marked out here and what we're looking for. There is also an area down here, but I don't necessarily think this is going to roll out of bed instantly and just start falling to that area. We may see a bit of a retracement before it wants to get down there, if it does even want to go down that low. And then we do have some more areas of confluence down in here, and more so off of these old highs over here as well too would be a big, big area of support. So I'm just going to mark these out on the chart here now for you. Sorry, it looks like a lot of lines on the chart, but this is kind of how we trade. So we just sort of look for important, significant areas and levels where price has seen some spend some time at, and that's typically where price is drawn to over time, and that's where I think price will go back to next. So the big one here right in this level here at 88.90. I'll drop down to a daily so you can kind of see that a little bit more accurately. Here it is right into this level right here. So again, it's an area consolidation, and as I've said before, price kind of likes to trade from consolidation to consolidation, and that's sort of the next one below the market. Now I would suggest that, and again, I'm just looking at this trend line here. You can see here price is just in a very, very nice bearish trend, and I wouldn't necessarily be looking for any reversals. We may see a short-term rise in the U.S. dollar index, kind of bringing us up somewhere in this level here. I'll just zoom in a little bit more here. So we'd be looking kind of around the 90, 97, 91 level, and maybe even up into here, up into the low 91s, somewhere in there, that I think we could see it early in the week. Now, I'm talking Monday, Tuesday, and then from there, price would then want to retreat and continue lower, and we'd start looking at price bottoming out here around the 88.90. Now, I don't necessarily think, again, we're going to see a reversal. I may just trade a little bit higher to grab some shorts and then roll over, maybe taking some of the stops above this current area consolidation that we're in. And I'll just drop down to an hourly. Now, you can see here what price has done. I wanted to kind of identify this just a little bit. So price has come down, and it went sideways all last week. So this was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday's trading. So price consolidated all last week, okay? And it didn't come down. It came down, sorry, it didn't take the lows here, came down, took the lows, ran up, fell short of the highs, came back down one more time, took the lows down here. So anyone going long, all their stops were taken, and then it jammed up here, trapping traders in who are going long. Everyone here who's a breakout artist and whoever's thinking, yeah, this thing's going long, and I'm going to get in on it, they just stop them out and trap them right here, and now they're all sitting there holding a long position down, and they kept draining, and then came back down one more time, pardon me, and hit the lows again. I would imagine some people got stopped out on that as well too. If you're a long trader, you're putting your stop right below the market action rate in here, and that's what they came right down for, and then they just rejected, like just a complete rejection candle right there and straight above. So that's why I kind of think what we're going to be doing here short term, the next couple of days, is we could see price roll on back up in here, and there's just a couple of levels that I've identified up in here. This consolidation range back in here, that's a potential target, and right above this high here, the bottom of this small consolidation area here could be the target, and that could be where it wants to reach for the weekly highs coming into this week. And then I would expect to see price roll over, and then again, I want to see them come down to this 88.90 level down below. So if we have a short-term bullish bias on the US dollar index with an extended term bearishness going in later into the week, that's going to mean that several of our pairs are going to be doing the opposite thing. So let's go to the Euro USD. I'm just going to flip this out to a daily, and here, let me just clean this chart up a little bit here for you to make make it a little bit cleaner, get rid of the day dividers, and away we go. So you can sort of see the exact opposite from what the US dollar index did here as it came down and made new lows, and then now it's been chopping sideways. The Euro USD did the same thing. So last week was pretty much a consolidation week. Market didn't see a whole lot of movement up or down either way. We're on a daily chart. I'll just highlight that here. Let's change this color to something a little more friendly on the eyes, and there's a nice color for a Sunday. So you can see we kind of just chopped sideways right here. I'm going to dial this in here a little bit closer into the hourly. So again, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday's trading. Now, what typically happens in these consolidation areas is the banks, central bankers, and everybody, they're gathering up positions right now. They're buying or they're selling, depending on which way their overall market bias is. They are gathering those positions in these in these consolidation areas. So without going into too much detail on that, you can be rest assured that this week, more than likely, is going to be a big week of trading. So if we're looking for very short-term bullishness on the US dollar index, which would mean, again, Monday, Tuesday trading, and then the rest of the week would be bearish. We're going to look for the opposite on the Euro USD. So what my eye kind of brings me is to these levels over in here. You see how it lines up with these old highs over here? We've got a big area of support right here. Prices, I'll just kind of walk you through this. Prices ran up, it drifted down, came up, didn't want to do it, came back. Sorry, it took a new high out. It took this old high out right here, traded back down the consolidation range, popped up again, took the highs out, created an area of resistance, came back down, failure swing here, and then price traded softer to take out the lows down in here. And then now we're rallying back up, rally. Price came in here, consolidated, didn't want to take the highs again. And this was 3 weeks ago trading. This was, I think, early end of December. It's the start of consolidation, and this is the first week of trading in January. And then price rejected, came back down to the old consolidation area, and just skyrocketed from there and just smashed through these old highs. So now what I think is going to happen, it could be one of the breakout retest scenarios where we see this happen, where price goes like this and then comes back down, retests the old highs or the old consolidation level, again over here, these old highs over there, and then wants to do this. So that's sort of what I'm looking for the Euro USD early in the week of trading. And again, we're going to know right away. The markets are about to open here. It's Sunday where I'm at right now. The Asian markets are going to start to open across the world pretty soon, in the next about 3 hours. And then we're going to see what price wants to do. So if it starts to roll over, I would take my eye and I would look at this 120.90 level, or even 121, to 121 even, I guess, would probably be a good level as well too to watch. Somewhere in this neighborhood or neck of the woods, they may want to see price drive down to, and then I would look for a reversal down in this area with a target higher. Now let's go out to the weekly here and just look at this. Again, price has seen some very nice bullish action going into the first part of January here. So, oh, I didn't mean to delete that line. Let me just put that back in here quickly. 12100. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So my eye immediately goes to the next area of consolidation, which it hit. Okay, so I'm going to put a high here. That was last week's high, which came in at 123.22. So we'll just mark that here, 123.12. We'll call it 123.20, just for a nice round number. So we tagged up into this area consolidation here, and notice how we rejected. So that kind of leads me to believe the longs had kind of run out, so now they're looking to come back down and pick up some more orders in order to push through. That's my thoughts. And if we continue to see bearishness on the US dollar, that's what we're going to see happening on the Euro USD. We're going to continue to see longs taken. And there's big levels up in this area here. I'll just put a quick highlight on this so you can see lots of area up in here where price can come up. We just have to get through this consolidation area right in here. And who knows, price sometimes it's so bullish and so strong, it blows through these old consolidation areas. Like this one right here, for example. See how price came down? I'll just highlight this. See how price came down in here and it was just chop sideways. Now again, we're on a weekly time frame, so it's not necessarily, and I'll just kind of go back to that so you can see that. These are pretty big price movements here on the daily. Like these aren't necessarily chop, but I'm talking more specifically on the weekly, how it created this area consolidation. Price traded up, took the old highs, and then smashed right through those consolidation areas and then did a retest off the bottom. That's what we could see in here. So we do have a small area of consolidation. It is a downward moving consolidation, but you can see how price really worked this area quite a bit. I think there could be either one of two things happening. One, it's going to be a high level of resistance for price to get through here, which is why I think they're going to want to sink this a little bit off of this week and then resume higher, or it's just going to steamroll right through it and just plow up into this area I've highlighted up in here. So that's what I'm looking long-term on the Euro USD, and I've explained that before. We had a great price movement, breakout of this area here last week, and again, I think we're going to do a quick retest, bounce higher, longer. So we're going to be looking at picking up some longs going forward. The pound dollar, flip over to this. Sorry, there we go. So same sort of idea as the euro. Again, we had set some highs up in here that the market was consolidating and chopping, and then it wanted to do it again, and I thought we were actually going to get a bit of a deeper retracement sort of down into these levels in here, the bottom of this consolidation. And this was 2 weeks ago, and price just sort of consolidated, one quick drop down to grab the longs, and then smash through these old highs over here. And that was this week, so that was Friday. I'm just zoom in here. So you can see this was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday's trading, and this was Friday. This was all of that, this was 2 weeks ago. That was when all of that non-farm payroll and ISM numbers and everything in the US was coming out. Just smashed price higher, and then it just sort of matriculated a little bit higher from there. Not necessarily making huge gains. This one day was a pretty big mover there. And then price just finished strong off on the end of the week. So going forward again, I believe this is still got some room to go, but we could see some movement downwards before it wants to go higher. So I'm just going to put a high. I just want to make sure I get this level correct. That high comes in at 138.27. This high here comes in at 137. So 138.27. I'm just going to mark that out here quickly. 138. Oh, sorry, it was 72. No, sorry guys. Let me just double check what that number is there. High 139.44. It was way off. 139.44. 39. So we'll call it 139.45 for a round number. So again, we did see a little bit of a rejection. So Friday's candle did reject it, came up, took the high, and then started rejecting. And again, I think we're going to want to see price fall back down. This is a great area of reversal right in here. Big area. I'm going to highlight this. This is what I'm going to be watching for after Monday, Tuesday's trading on the pound dollar. Let's get rid of these D dividers. See this consolidation area right here? Okay, the top of this consolidation area to the top of this old area back in here, I believe is an area where price is going to want to come down to and reject. So somewhere in this area here, I would be looking at sending out a signal to get long. 136.60 to 136, you can probably call it 15-ish, somewhere in there. That's a nice turnaround zone right in there. So that's what I'm going to be looking for price on the pound dollar. And again, our targets are going to be up into these levels in here, these pre-Brexit levels. We could easily, this thing's moved quite a bit, so we could easily see this into the month of February. But this is going to be my first level. I'm just going to put a price chart on this. It was 4,100 from last week that we didn't see actually. I'm just going to get rid of that and put a price tag on this because it's easier to identify it. I want to see this hit right there. That's going to be my target. I was calling that last week. Price did not get up to it. It teased us. It really teased us. It was close, right? I mean, we're not too far away. The high came in at 39.45. So, I mean, it's only about 150 pips away. I thought we were going to see that last week, but price just sort of chopped the last couple of days, as I showed you earlier. But that's going to be my target for this week. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if price wants to come back down here. Monday, Tuesday, reject. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, potentially making the high here at 140,100. So let's watch for that one. I will post that up. I'll keep my eye on that. We'll set some levels. We'll set some targets and some alerts, and just keep your eyes on the signal section so you can get in on that. Okay, US CAD quickly. I kind of discussed this, some big areas up in here that I think prices want to get drawn to. We are currently in a consolidation range back here. I've got another analyst who's going to be discussing the US CAD in another video, and you're going to get some detailed look into that. But I just sort of wanted to touch base on it because it did catch my eye. This is heavily correlated to the US dollar index. So if US dollar index goes down, US CAD goes down. I'm sure you've all heard me talk about this before, and vice versa. US dollar goes up, US CAD goes up. So look what this has been doing. Powering down. Took out these old lows. And this was back in September were these old lows, and it smashed through here. Go over to the US CAD. These are those same lows that price put in on the US dollar right over here in September. it has failed to make those lows. Came down here under this consolidation area and swept some lows, and now we've just been sitting in here. So it kind of leads me to believe that, I mean, maybe long term, maybe the US CAD is still going to dump down, right? We still could be looking for, lows down in here or something like that. Price could still fall out of bed on this. But I think what we may see before that happens is price could want to matriculate higher, and even maybe 126.50 before it goes lower, or maybe not. Maybe they'll just keep powering up here, and this is a big area of resistance up in here. And everybody right now, everybody and their dog who has a short position has their stop jammed right above here. And I believe it's suspect. I believe that's where the market wants to go. Ultimately, because they're just holding it here for some reason. Now, either one of two things is happening. They're holding it to accumulate those short positions, and they've really been accumulating them for the past 2 weeks here, and they're waiting for some big market event, market driver, something like that to be the catalyst to throw this thing lower, and they're going to smash it lower, and they're going to take out these old lows here, and all the guys who are selling short are going to be throwing a party because they all made a ton of money. That could be the case. But again, it's really failed to make a low on these old lows here, which leads me to believe it's not as weak as the US dollar. So we could be looking for short-term higher prices on this. But that's all I'm going to say about the US CAD. Our other analyst will be looking at this in more detail, and he'll be throwing out some signals on this, I would imagine, this week if it comes out of this consolidation area. So watch for those. Quickly now, crude oil. Gonna go through this real quick. Price has fallen off from last week, and I kind of have a buy area down here at $62 per barrel. Price dropped down and had rejected so far on that. Now I'm kind of looking at it, and Friday's trading was terrible in crude oil. I mean, this is a day. These are the type of days you don't want to trade. I mean, you can see price came down, so everyone's thinking, oh, thing's going to keep going lower. Then it fired back up. People are thinking now, oh, okay, it's going to be going higher, and then it fired back down, then up and down and up. I mean, it's just a mess. These days are the days to avoid trading. Right here, when you see something like this working out, these are, I mean, basically days where they just hunt for your stops, and that's all they're doing there. They're throwing price around just to grab as much liquidity as they can. But when you see these days here, this means that the market is working both sides, and they're clearing out all the positions associated with the current level of price. And you typically see some big movement days after you see these types of days happening here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Now, again, long term, bullish on crude oil. I think there's a level up here at 73.25 that we could be stretching for. Which, again, this market has been artificially suppressed. I've talked about this before, and they drove it down to $24, down way down here. And since then, we've been on a nice bullish ride. However, I think there could be some correction coming. Again, the $62 per barrel level I sort of liked, but there is another level down in here. There's a couple of levels actually I'll identify. So that level there, obviously. This level right here, and then we've got another one down in this area here at $59 a barrel. There could be some areas lower here, so we'll watch what happens coming into Monday. If price wants to start slowly trading down here, I'll be looking at getting in some longs at 62, but I'm going to watch. I'm not just going to throw a limit order out at 62 and hope for the market to come in and bounce and go higher from there. You got to watch price and what it wants to do. If price hits this level and starts to reject and starts to go higher, that's when you get in on your longs. However, if price comes down, sits here and keeps, doing one of these things and just sort of bouncing, that could mean that we could see lower prices coming into this week here, and then them dumping it a little bit more to try and capture some of this liquidity down here before screaming it higher up to set that 73 mark. So we're going to wait, watch, and see on oil. So I don't have any trades coming up pending for oil yet. I want to see what price does. $62 right now. Again, this could be the top here. You don't know, right? You don't want to be going long when it's up here, and then all of a sudden the price rips down $5 a barrel, and before you know it, you're sitting down here under 55, and you're thinking, oh shit, why did I go long up there? Right, so you want to watch these areas, and this is a fairly big area here, but again, like I say, price on this has been very bullish, and so I want to see what happens. I'd love for a little bit of a retracement for prices to come down so you can get in on these discount markets and then buy it heavy, and look at going long. But I definitely don't want to buy it where it's at right now. I want to see price trickle back a little bit. So we'll watch this. I'll update you again. We're doing some live sessions Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday now, and I'll update you more at the end of the this video here on what we're doing there. But I'll update you on this pair going forward here and see if we get this fall off here. We'll be looking at some longs later down in the week. The last one I want to talk about real quick here, I'm not going to be doing any commodities or anything like that. I want to talk about our friend Bitcoin. What did I tell you last week? All last week I said market's going to sell off, market's going to sell off, market's going to sell off. What did it do? Bam, sold off. Huge down candle. And I said the first level that we'd be looking for would be that 11, I'll just put it on here. It was this one right here. That's where I said the target would be, and that's what it did. Look, that old low right here, and this was, again, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. This was Tuesday's trading. So you can look at my analysis video last week. I had, sorry guys, I just got a message there. You can look at my weekly analysis video from last Sunday. We were trading up in here, and I said, watch this price down here. And what did it do on Tuesday? Opened up Monday, didn't really do anything, kind of an inside candle, and then smashed it down. And I did it again too on Wednesday. Look at this. They came down, rejected off of this one, and slowly, softly traded higher. So I think, again, you know, going early into the week here, trading's about to open here pretty soon. I think we could be seeing price just slowly come up a little bit here, and I think we're going to see one more sell-off on Bitcoin. Now, what I wanted to draw a quick parallel on, everyone's saying, well, I shouldn't say everybody. There's a lot of people out there saying it's just a short dip and prices are going to rebound. Some other people are saying, you know what, this thing's, you know, it's a bubble, it's crashing, it's going down, it's never coming back. You know, there's two sides to every single coin, obviously. Me, personally, I think they're going to smash this thing up to 50,000. I mean, maybe not this year, but I think eventually, as cryptocurrency is too big to fail. I mean, it's huge. Yes, you know, countries are going to come out with imposing rules, and they're going to start modifying it and regulating and doing everything they can. But every time the price dips, those are just all discount areas that you can get in and buy. However, you got to know when to buy. You know, a lot of people came down here on the 23rd, said, let's buy, let's buy, let's buy. And then all of a sudden, prices come back down and now taking out those lows here. So those guys aren't very happy, obviously. I think we're in for one more round of sell-offs here before price is going to start going higher. So these are the levels that I've picked out, 89.80. So basically 9,000, I think, is kind of a good level. And then this one here I've been calling out for a while, this 83.30. I'd love it if price got down to there. We came damn close to it there on Wednesday's trading. The low end came in at 91.92, so it wasn't too far off from actually hitting that and taking out this low right here. They stabbed in to it, rejected, climbed a bit higher, and then Friday was a bit of an inside day. So now, again, like I say, we could see some strength coming into Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm sort of looking for price to do one of these things here. And it may not even get past this consolidation area. I mean, the price could just trade straight down. But this would be great to see, something like this. Price coming up and then just doing that. Just a real simple 1, 2, 3, right? And you can see they did the similar thing back in here. So this was Tuesday, Monday, like I say, and then this was not last week, 2 weeks ago trading. That's exactly what they did there. Price opened up here. They ran it up Monday, Tuesday, and then crushed it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that's where they ended up lower on the market. And then again, they opened up Monday's candle. Tuesday, smashed it down. Wednesday, Thursday, started trading a bit higher. All right, so I'm looking for the same thing to happen again. So we'll watch that. I'm going to look for some more levels and for some more sell levels in here. If price does trade up to here, I'll be looking at taking some shorts up in this area and then watching price go down. But again, it's like anything. You can't just throw it in there, you know, 3 days before and hope it's turning around. I mean, it is in a bit of an area of consolidation, so price could do anything. It could spike way up here and take the highs out up here before rolling over. It could just keep going higher, right? So you got to watch them. But I am looking I believe we're going to see some more shorts on this before this is done, and we'll be looking for that into this week. So I'm going to do some more refined analysis on this, but I kind of wanted to make a point just real quickly. When price sells off in terms of crashing a market, this isn't a crash, okay? Like, this is a very, very nice sell-off right here, okay? But none of these lows have been taken out yet. These are old lows. I want to just kind of parallel this off to something that I was looking at in the S&P, if you can see here. So this is going back to 2007, 2008, okay? Everybody remembers the big market fallout, and that, again, that was a financial crisis. That was a worldwide event. That was pretty massive compared to the Bitcoin sell-off that we experienced over here, right? So you got to kind of put things into comparison. But what I'm trying to drive at here is, where was that? S&P, there it is. That's what happened here. That was a sell-off in the S&P, and you see price, it got up to here, it took out some highs, and this is a rejection. This is a sell-off. This is a market crash right here, and it took out these old lows down here. Okay, Bitcoin has not done that yet, so it's not a market crash. I don't necessarily think Bitcoin is going to see price come down to under $1,000 or anything like that. That's a crash. This is just a price correction, okay? So you got to put the two into perspective. So there's a lot of people out there saying it's a bubble, it's crashing, it's not going anywhere, it's only going down, and it's not going to happen, because you can see, like I say, with the S&P, for instance, they did this in a very, very quick hurry, okay? The price from these highs at 15,000 down to these lows at 800, price did not take very long. It was about a week for price to get, a week. Took a little longer than that, but you can see right here, this is the event that I'm talking about. It took about 1 week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe a week and a half. That was a big sell-off. We haven't seen that in Bitcoin, and this thing lost, over half, more than half of its value in just this short amount of time. But then you look at the highs here, right, that have been taken out. So that's a market crash right there. Bitcoin is nowhere near that, right? You can see, and the other thing too is you can see here, this was just straight down. This was took the highs, started to kind of pull back a little bit, and then smash down. There was really no areas of retracement before the big fall off. Whereas Bitcoin, right? It had this, it fell off, came back up a little bit, came back, tried to retest the highs, and fell off a little bit. Completely different markets. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to draw that parallel, just so you kind of, if anybody's out there saying this is a bubble, yeah, I think they're going to bring prices lower, but I think they're just going to discount the lower prices just so the big players can get in at a lower price so they can drive this thing higher. It's going to go higher, no question about it. And this would be my first area of interest where it's going to go to, and then 20,000 obviously. I think it's going to smash through 20,000 and just keep going from there. But I think they want to come down a little bit more before they do. So this low rate here is definitely what I'll be looking for towards the end of the week. And who knows, maybe the end of the month here could be the end of the fall of Bitcoin. It could start going up from there. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say on that. And that's about all the pairs. I've taken a lot of time today. I apologize. I went a little over time. I like to try and keep these things at about 10-15 minutes max. I think I'm a little over time on that, but there are just a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Real quick, if you haven't already, please make sure you, once you log into the website, go to the news section and look into the first news section there from I think it was Saturday. There is a link in there. Please download Telegram. It's an app. You throw it on your phone, download Telegram, sign in, create a user profile, and then use the link to search for our chat group and our Signal group. It's a Signal broadcast channel. We're going to be posting all of our live trades to that. The reason for it is because it is now instant notifications. So I was looking at SMS text messaging to send everybody out details, but again, there's no chat feature with it. It's very, very limited. It's just one-way communication. Whereas this other method through Telegram, we can now get your feedback, we can get your questions, you can ask us directly without having to email or whatever. It's a live chat group. It's going to be moderated by myself and my 2 other analysts. We're going to be in there watching it, and we're going to be talking with you guys all day long. Get onto Telegram, download it, put the links in, sign up to our chat, the F45 trade signals, and I'll just actually bring it right in over here so you guys can see quickly. Now this is what I'm talking about. So we have F45 chat room. So you go in here, you can talk about trades. We'll be talking about trades. We won't be posting all of the current trades on there. We'll just be discussing existing ones. But this one right here, this broadcast channel, this is the one where you're going to get all the signals. And this is direct to your phone, instant notification. So as soon as this thing buzzes on your phone, pick up your phone, look at it, check out all the new trades that are coming out, and you can do instant access and verification and entry into your own trading platforms from this right here. So again, it's instant, it's up to the second, it's live, and this is going to be the way that we're going to do it going forward. So again, the chat room, come in, chat with us, talk about your ideas, we'll answer any questions that you have. And then the F45 trade signals room, this is where you're going to get all your instant notifications for signals going forward. So make sure you log into the website, look at the news area. There's 2 links there. Download Telegram, copy and paste both of those links into Telegram, and join these 2 rooms, F45 chat room and F45 signals. Okay, guys, that's simple. Thank you again. We'll be doing a live trading session again this Tuesday. At midnight New York. We're going to be going through for an hour or an hour and a half looking for some live trades, so make sure you jump on that. That's on our YouTube channel. You can find that out. And then Wednesday we are now introducing as well to another live trading session through at the same time, midnight New York time. My other analyst is going to be going through that trading session with you, and then I'll be back on Thursday again, 12 a.m. midnight. Live session, another one, and we're going to wrap this week up big. We had a good week last week. I think we finished about 150, 160 pips in profit. So this week, I believe we're going to be smashing that goal. We're going to look for 200, 250 this week in pip movement to get captured, and so it's going to be a good week. So stay tuned, guys. Stick with us, and we'll talk to you soon.